Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us on the call tonight. We're glad you're here. For those who are in doubt about whether or not they should become secure party creditors, you may want to listen carefully to this call because we're going to share the benefits and importance of becoming a secure creditor, as there are many mixed beliefs in the Freedom Sovereign movement we want to make clear. We're going to open the lines at the end for Q&A session, so if you have a question, you'll be able to ask it later. So without further ado, I present to you your host, once again, Emilio. Welcome, Emilio.
Whoa, my gosh. I hope you hear me loud and clear. That was quite an introduction. I thank you very much. I am back with you guys again. Real quick, short call we're going to have tonight, because I see a lot of people are trying to mix public and private, and I just don't not get how people can still think they're going to have remedy when they're still using their ends leges, okay? Anyway, look, public and private do not mix, guys, okay? Many of you want to have one foot in the sand, dead aside, and the other foot in the water, creditor. That is like mixing public and private together, okay? You guys right now, many of you guys, okay? And if it's towards you, please embrace it. If it's not towards you, just listen into the information. Maybe you could pass it along to someone else. Maybe you're already a secure party creditor. Maybe you already established yourself on the private side. That's great. But a lot of people are not getting it, okay? You can't play on both sides of the fences, okay? You won't get remedy in doing so. And if you try to play on both sides of the fences, you're going to get yourself in some trouble. You see, because you want to go into the courts acting as if you're gonna get remedy, as if the judge or the magistrate, okay, or administrator, depending on what type of venue you're in, is gonna give you remedy, okay? They're not there to be your friend. They're not there to give you remedy. They're there to do business, okay? Please, many of you want to go in there talking about your sovereign, okay, talking about that you're a free man on the land. It's only going to get you in trouble, okay? Because the pen, okay, pluma, okay, pen, P-E-N, is mightier than the sword, okay? And this is why it's important to becoming a secure party creditor. Many so-called gurus or supposed teachers in the Freedom Sovereign movement say things like you don't have to become a secure party creditor because you already are since birth. This isn't the important aspect many forget in their teachings that makes them look as if they don't comprehend the reasons and importance of establishing yourself as a secure creditor. Okay, becoming a secure party creditor establishes your standing on the private side and changes your status from public to private. And when you know who you are and who you're not, then you're going to have remedy, okay? You have to remember, okay, what they did to us when we were born. They took our rights away by enslaving us to their system via the birth certificate, okay? Because they created the fictitious entity out of our name, okay, which they created an all caps version, which many know as the straw man, ens leges, because they created an enslaved character out of us. We have to claim our birthright and change our status and secure our freedom by establishing ourselves through our filings and paperwork. Again, guys, the pen is mightier than the sword, and your paperwork holds power. And when you're going into these venues and you're just going out at it with the magistrates or the judges or the ministers at the mouth, talking about I'm sovereign, I'm indigenous, that's all sweet and dandy, but you have to see how far is that going to really get you. But when you don't have to speak much and you don't even have to go into their venues, when you've already established yourself on the private side with your paperwork, okay, letting them know you know what you're doing, okay, letting them know you're not living as a piece of paper. When you're able to get to that point where you're already established, you're documented, if they ever ask you for any documentation, you have it to prove. I'm going to give you an example, okay? I have dual citizenship, dual nationality, Okay, one from America and another one from South America. Okay, I have dual citizenship, and I was able to get that not because I'm better than anyone or because I bought it or any other reason, but to the fact that I established myself, for one, as a private, okay, individual who does not do business with my upper and lower case name, unless I'm doing business with my private businesses and companies that I own. Okay, and even then, when I am doing business, I'm doing it in a way that is not attaching myself to my ens leges. My ens leges, my all caps name, my straw man is for certain types of businesses that I want to conduct under that entity. Okay, and in order for me to show that I am doing business with that entity, I have to be properly established. Okay, if I'm properly established, they're going to take me serious. Okay, when you have your birth certificate authenticated on a state and federal level, and you have the paperwork to prove and show them that, look, this is who you are and who you're not. You're the agent heir of your estate. Then they're going to take you seriously. Then they're going to know you've done the due diligence. Okay, and if you're ever questioned or if you're ever tested, you know how to counteract, you know how to ask certain questions, you know how to present yourself, defend yourself in honor, non-combative. And when you operate this way, you're going to get remedy. Many times we seek to do certain things when it comes to opening bank accounts, when it comes to getting things like debts discharged, set-offs, whatever you want to call it. We do not get the remedy because we don't even know what an ens legis is. We don't even know that an all caps name and an upper and lower caps name are two total different entities. Okay? And this is why it's important for you to get an understanding of it all and build your foundation, build your paperwork. Okay, I was able to get my passport before I traveled to South America without using a social security number. They asked if I had one. I did not have that because I do not have a social security number for my living spirit being entity. For the all caps, ens legis, straw man, yes, there's a social attached to that. But when I go and I'm operating on the private, especially when it comes to passports, I do not own a social security number. That is not mine. Okay, that is the property of the government. Okay, and this is why it's important to know when you're going for a passport, you do not attach anything that gives them any jurisdiction, like a social. Okay, like you're saying you're a U.S. citizen on their paperwork. Now, many people are getting passports without a social, and they're getting it also supposedly with social security numbers through other different teachings out there from other people in the movement. Now, I'm not debating if it works or it doesn't work with a social security number. All I do know is that I've gotten it without one because I don't have a social for the living being, okay? And that's why many people are not getting remedy because they're not able to take themselves from the public to the private because they don't want to take the time out to study. They don't want to learn. They don't want to do the necessary steps to establish themselves. They don't want to invest money. Many people want to cry broke. And the reason many people are broke is because of their lack of, their mindset, their weak way of thinking. Okay, that's why I believe so wholeheartedly in personal development. It's very important to start getting into a better state of mind, having better thoughts. Okay, and in order for you to live and have success and live a prosperous, abundant, healthy life, and if we're talking about healthy life, then you cannot poison your body. And many people are poisoning their body every single day, eating fast foods, eating processed foods, eating the canola oil, the white sugar, the white flour, the white bread, and then they're crying because they don't have great health. They're making excuses, and they're thinking that because it's genetics, which has been debunked. Okay, look up Greg Braden. He's a scientist. He's mentioned this. Very well known, highly respected scientist, Greg Braden. Okay, and he has debunked this about genetics. Doctors have bamboozled us to think that it's all genetics, and genetics cannot be changed. Okay, DNA cannot be altered and not be changed, which is incorrect. It's been proven that it can. But again, it goes back to everything they give us, everything they have told us. Okay, now, mindset is very powerful. If you want to eat healthier, you want to have a powerful mind, you want to have remedy, you want to have success, you want to live longer, you have to take care of your temple. Your 12 chakras need proper nutrition. They need the peace. And in order for you to have peace and to have tranquility and have a clear mind, you must give your temple, your body, the proper nutrients to feed your trillions of cells. Many of you don't want to take the time out to make yourself a meal, a home cooked meal. You want to outsource everything. Many of you guys are living an outsourced lifestyle. An outsourced lifestyle is great. I'm a businessman. I own many online businesses, and I outsource most of my businesses to my team. Okay? My team. I have a team. Now, you want to outsource your health, and you're outsourcing the wrong things because you're not taking care of your health. You're eating these processed foods, okay, the foods that have GMOs, that are being bombarded with chemicals, the fruits, the vegetables, the soil is depleted with, herbicides, pesticides, okay, fluoride in your water, in your toothpaste, chemtrails going into your nostrils, into your organs, okay? And this is going to affect you. And in order to combat these things, there are things that you must do, like herbs, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes. Get away from the junk foods, the processed foods. This is not a talk about health, but it correlates health and law. Look at the great Patrick Devine. My gosh, my mentor. I wish he would still be here today. Okay, what a man that was so passionate about helping and teaching people. I wish he had that same passion for his health. Okay, Patrick Devine was such an extraordinary spirit being. I learned, all of Team A.W.A.R.E have learned so much from his great teachings. And I today am grateful that I have had the opportunity to work with him and be part of the A.W.A.R.E team and what is being created that's going to be left behind for generations to come. Okay? Pretty soon, people are going to start all over the world, more and more by the numbers, waking up and realizing all their debts are already paid for. Okay? That they're slaving to a clock at a job that has them just over broke. And they're going to wake up and realize this is not life. This is not living. And when you wake up and realize you've been bamboozled, just like your birth certificate, you've been bamboozled, and they've been taking from you, then you're going to realize that you have to continue learning, educating, and bettering yourself. And in order to have things work in your favor, you have to have personal development. Because if you don't have personal development, and if you're of a poor mindset, okay, if you're a pessimist, if you think that you're going to come to A.W.A.R.E or anywhere that you go to seek remedy, to seek help for any cases you may have, like child support, okay, like foreclosures, criminal cases, civil cases, whatever, with a poor attitude, with a bad attitude, you're mistaken, because powerful minds are not going to tolerate weak-minded individuals with a weak attitude. That's one thing many at A.W.A.R.E, including myself, learned from Patrick. You have to be persistent. You got to be resilient, non-combative, and know who you are and who you're not. Okay? And know that just because you don't get remedy today does not mean they have won. It just means you have to go back to the drawing board and gather all your knowledge and your intel and redo everything again. But many people think that they're going to get remedy immediately. Many people think they're going to tap into a bond at the Treasury immediately. They don't even know what an ens legis is. They don't even know what the straw man is. But yet they want to open up bank accounts, deposit checks into accounts. They have no knowledge on how it all works. They don't know how to set off debts, accept for value, return for value, exempt from levy things. They don't know. They just heard about from someone else, and they want to come in to the private side, but they want to shower and dance and eat on the public side. It's not going to happen here. A.W.A.R.E does not accept everyone, which is something I truly love. The most professional customer care support is A.W.A.R.E. I've interacted with many other companies out there. Many other teachers will tell you to go where the sun does not shine if you're in any way rude or disrespectful. Many of you know who I'm talking about. There are people in this movement that will tell you to go fly a freaking kite, just like Patrick Devine did. You see, but when you have millennials behind a project like AreWeAllReallyEducated.com, when you have young, powerful minds as paralegals, veterans, overseeing Team A.W.A.R.E's overall project and making sure that nobody comes into Team A.W.A.R.E's aerial view or come near them with any type of energy that's not of love and light, that's not of upliftment and positivity and love and peace in their hearts. If you're not about that, then you're not going to have success with A.W.A.R.E, and you're not going to have success with anything in your life. That includes your relationships, your business dealings, and including your health. Because many people with a poor mind are people who are out of shape. They're out of shape in their mind, out of shape in their bodies, out of shape in their thoughts. Okay, they're just out of shape in every way and every aspect in their life. So once again, health and law, they correlate together. Enough on that. We'll continue on. The benefits of becoming a secure party creditor. You should be aware of becoming a secure party creditor. You see, it establishes a superior lien, okay, between the debtor and you, okay, the flesh and blood living man or woman. See, what happens, you remove yourself, as I mentioned, from the public venue into the private foreign jurisdiction. You see, you also create like a powerful common law copyright and trademark for your estate name. Many of you don't even own your own website under your estate name. You know, being a web and tech guy, I know just how crucial this is to have one. Okay, many of you don't even know that just by having a .com with your ens legis, that shows ownership and copyright right there, and it's so inexpensive. Okay, you can get a .com for less than $15. Okay, you throw up a 1-2 page website. Okay, has all your information, your secure party creditor status and standing, your documents of your copyright notice, your fee schedule. Okay, I'm telling you, there are things that are in the works right now, okay, that are going to be presented over at A.W.A.R.E that's going to blow people's minds, because it's taking this public and private on a whole different platform. It's setting the gold standard. So when you dealing with any of these public officials, okay, and you hand them a business card with your .com, okay, and you tell them to refer to that .com for all of your information about who they want in a contract, which is the ens legis, these courts are going to be closing out your cases fast when you know how to use the pen. Because remember, the pen is mightier than the sword. And when you're not combative and you're not having to open your mouth at all, because many of you need to shut your mouths, because as soon as you guys start talking, many of you are getting yourselves in trouble. That's the problem. Many of you are going into court, are getting pulled over by cops, are just opening your mouths up. Why don't you guys take a note from the Pot Brothers, okay? A note from the Pot Brothers. You know what? I think it's a great time to bring you back, if you have not heard of the Pot Brothers, because many people ask, what should I do? I got pulled over by a cop, and the cop, you know, what was aggressive, and they asked me all these questions. You know, I came back, I was out with my significant other, I had a drink and stuff like that, and you know, I'm a Christian, or I'm a church going individual and blah. It does not matter, guys, what your religion is, okay? Many of you just need to keep your mouths shut. Please, the audio I'm about to play is 60 seconds. If you have any children, please know that this is parental guidance is needed here. But I keep getting asked, especially in my consultations, what should I do? I went into court and they were asking me these questions and I didn't know. Oh, I got pulled over by a cop. He was asking me. I'm going to tell you what to say right now.
Mark and Craig, Pot Brothers at Law. It's Shut the Fuck Up Friday, and we are here with Michael Rappaport, and we are going to review that script for you. Big brother, what do you say when the cops first pull you over?
Why'd you pull me over?
And when they start asking questions?
Not discussing my day or night, sir.
And if they keep asking questions?
Politely say, am I being detained or am I free to go?
And if detained, what do you say?
Sir, I invoke the fifth.
And then Michael Rappaport, what do you do?
Shut the fuck up.
Simple, 25 words, politely, respectfully. Review it, not only on Shut the Fuck Up Friday, but every day.
And don't forget to shut the fuck up. What are we supposed to do? Shut the fuck up.
And then when the cops ask more questions?
You shut the fuck up.
What if they put the cuffs on you?
Shut the fuck up.
What if
You
they-
don't say a fucking word. You know what you do? You shut the fuck up.
And they take you to the station?
You shut the fuck up.
And then they try to let you
You
go.
shut your fucking big fucking mouth. You shut the fuck up.
And that's the tip of the...
And there you have it, guys. Okay? There you have it. You know, it's simple. Law is not complicated. Okay? Law is not complicated. Operating on the private side is not complicated. Okay? Many of you guys are getting yourselves in trouble, not realizing that you are. You're thinking that the magistrate and the judge are there. They're treating you with respect. They're treating you now differently. I get people that I speak to, which is daily for A.W.A.R.E, doing my consultations 6 days a week almost, okay? And I tell you, they come to A.W.A.R.E, they get the powerful paperwork, okay? Many don't even know what the heck it means, which is I told A.W.A.R.E they need to stop doing this. People are gonna have to start taking tests. People soon in the future, you want to become a secure party creditor, you have to take a course. You have to pass the test. If you pass the test, then you can get your package. That's the way it's going to be soon. There's a lot of things in the works, again. But many people are going in there and they're talking, okay? They're getting themselves in trouble, okay? Because they don't know how to shut their mouths up. They're going to use it against you. Okay, this is why it's imperative to study, to research, stay learning every single day. Get yourself a Black's Law dictionary. I like the pocket size 4th edition, okay? And read all the words and all the definitions in that dictionary like I have done twice. You're not going to be able to memorize everything, but guess what? You'll be able to memorize many words. You got to stay studying, research, okay? Learn how to keep your mouths shut. Because if you're going to get remedy, you have to separate yourself again from public to private. Learn how to keep your mouth shut. You ask the questions like the king and queens that you are, the gods and the goddesses. You ask the questions. The cops pull you over, okay? You don't discuss your day, okay? What crime has been committed for you to get pulled over? These are questions that you need to be asking, not them asking you questions and you answering like little peasants. If you're gonna take the stand on taking back your freedoms, you have to have cojones. You gotta have the guts, the courage. That's why I love entrepreneurs, because they got the guts, they got the courage, they got that finesse that is needed, you know, to be their own bosses. That's why I love entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, without entrepreneurs, this world would not be able to function. You have a bunch of nitwits that know how to just take orders. No disrespect to anyone that has a job, but think about it. Is your passion that job? Do you love your job? If your job said, you know what, we're not able to afford you any longer, but we would love for you to work for us for free, would you do it? Is your passion that passionate that you would not get paid but to work your job? I don't think so. Okay? Find your passion, go after your passion. Okay? And this is the power when you become a secure party creditor, things change for you. Okay? Debts are no longer existence. The government is no longer your enemy. The Treasury and the Internal Revenue Service and the IRS are no longer your enemies. You no longer have to fear them because you know you're no longer living as a piece of paper. You know that that is your estate, that is your property, you're the agent heir of that estate, and you know how to conduct yourself. But again, it doesn't matter how powerful the paperwork is. Many people are filing paperwork at the courts. They're not even questioning their affidavits that they're putting into the court record, and when they go to court, the magistrate, the judge, the man and woman in the robe are treating you more respectful. They're treating you as a private man and woman, but guess what? They're gonna test you. They're gonna ask you questions. You're gonna answer the questions, and they know they got you because they sense it. They're experts at this. Okay, that's why it's important to shut your mouths up. Fight if you have any cases or anything you have going against you with the pen and the paper. Okay, that is your best defense. That's why becoming a secure party creditor, you'll be able to discharge your debt from the private side using your debtor's credit. Remember, it's how they look at you, how they see you. The state and public officials judge as so to speak. So it's important to, establish ourselves so that we come forth as living man and woman. They're going to judge you. They're going to judge the way you're speaking, the way you're acting. Okay, they can sense that you don't know what the heck you have with your paperwork, and they're gonna recontract with you. You think you're getting a great deal, but they're recontracting with you, and yeah, it may be a better deal for you at the moment because you're not gonna go to jail or you don't have to pay huge fines or whatever. But that's not the point. The point is to not play with these people, to set it off, accept it for value, return for value, give them what they want. Okay, give them the credit. You have it. Unlimited amount of credit you have. But many of you, again, don't know what a strawman is, don't know what the ens legis is, but you want to tap into the Treasury account. You want to deposit checks into banks, and you haven't even studied UCC 3, UCC 9, okay, the UCC period. Get yourself the UCC book and study it. Guys, you want to set off debts? Read all of the UCC 3. You know how to do that. You want to do the banking? UCC 9. There are so many things I want to talk on, when I come to these calls, okay? But I'm only here for a limited time to share with you something that may click in my voice while listening to this call this evening. Many of you took the time out to come on this call, and I appreciate and I'm thankful for you guys, because that shows dedication, okay? And many may be the first time they're here on this call, and they came because they remember Patrick. They were a student of Patrick's. I thank you. I'm one of Patrick's top apprentices. I love the man. I learned so much from him. He taught so many all over the world. I didn't know how much of an impact this man had until we started receiving so much an influx of emails of people remembering Patrick, talking about Patrick, missing Patrick. Every day I get people, I miss Patrick. Every day is not a day go by I don't miss him. I think about him. That's so touching, you know? But you have to keep him in good spirit. You know, when you think about him, don't shed a tear. Don't get depressed or sad. You know, be happy, because he wants to see us happy. He wants to see us keep moving forward, fighting the good fight. I'm so grateful that we have these young minds, the millennials, because that was one of Patrick's goals, is to get this to the millennials. Okay? Guys, I really want to wrap this up now, because I have another consultation. I actually have a consultation shortly. But I want to tell you, the strawman is the legal person with your name in all capital letters, okay? And just know that it's not you. Many of you are living as a piece of paper. You're not a piece of paper. Please remember that this was created at birth through your birth certificate, okay? That's why you must do your own research, okay? We have a bunch of resources at AreWeAllReallyEducated.com, and also with WeThePeopleShareholders.com, not to be confused with We the People Shareholders Yahoo Group. No affiliation whatsoever. Also, people ask, no affiliation, okay? Everything there is organized. You can find documents, files without any viruses in the files, unlike back in the day when I started, was with the Yahoo group. There was a bunch of viruses in these files. Nothing was organized. The site will be up today, down tomorrow. You're not going to find that here with A.W.A.R.E, nor WeThePeopleShareholders.com. Okay? For newbies and for most people, this information is usually too weird for people to grasp at first. But freedom motivates. Okay? Living persons, people, exist in a real world. Legal persons, corporations, exist in a fictional world. All right? Governments, corporations, agencies, fictitious corporations, etc. are examples of a legal person. Legal persons can only deal directly with other legal persons, agencies, states, etc. That's why when you go in there and you have a court case, you go in there with your birth certificate, that you want to see them either postpone you, dismiss, discharge, or run out of there, abandon ship. Okay, when you present that, because they can only do business with legal persons, with your fictional entity. Okay, legal persons cannot deal directly with living persons. Okay, you get that? Legal persons cannot deal directly with living persons. That will be you. In order for legal persons to deal with living persons, there must be a connection, a go-between. So to establish a connection, a fictional legal person was deceitfully created by the government. For that purpose, your lawful name of birthright was fraudulently replaced with a legal name. Your name in all capital letters is not you. The living flesh and blood person is you. Your name in all capital letters is the straw man, a fiction, just make believe. Okay? You know, this was accomplished without your knowledge. Okay? By using your birth certificate as the MCO, Manufacturer's Certificate of Origin. and the state in which you were born was used as the port of entry. Admiralty law. Look it up. Okay? Admiralty law. Look it up, guys. Okay? Watch the video over at A.W.A.R.E. That's how they're operating in Admiralty. You know, the artificial person created by law with your name in all capital letters is the straw man. Black's Law Dictionary has the definition of straw man. You tell this to people, and sometimes some people are nitwits. They laugh. It's straw man. But it's right there in the books. It's right there in the law books. The joke is on these people who think that this is not, it can't be real. Why would the government? You have silly people talk about why would the government do this? Well, moron, why would the government put fluoride in your water? Why would the government spray chemtrails 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in America? Why would the government allow, and the FDA allow chemicals, cancer-causing ingredients in our food supply, in the medication supply, in the water supply? Why would they do that? Why would they blow up Twin Towers? Okay? Why would they do so many of the things that have happened, is happening, and will continue to happen because people are so caught up in fake news, so caught up in their fake worlds. Okay? People want to know what is the latest phone that came out. Okay, they want to know what is the latest news, what's the latest gossip with Wendy Williams, with the Real Housewives, the Kardashians. I don't know what people's interests are today. All I do know is if people's mindsets do not change, they're going to continue to be a victim to a system that's going to recycle their soul. Look that up. Look up David Icke too. Okay? You have a smartphone, it's not just for looking at photos of men and women and lusting. It's not for looking up the latest news on your latest soap opera show, okay? Use your smartphone for that, for smart things, to educate yourselves. Many people sometimes be saying, I don't have the time to study all this. You don't have time? Well, guess what? You don't deserve to be free. Continue being a slave. That's why the government did what they did. Okay, this is not for everyone. Okay, knowledge is not for everyone. Freedom isn't for everyone. Abundance isn't for everyone, because the people, there are bad people in the world that wouldn't know what to do with all these great things in their lives. Okay, you want to take and you want to become the agent heir of your estate, then you have to study. You have to learn. It's not going to be given to you. Many people want information given to them for free, handed out on a platter. This fraudulent act has given the government, okay, a legal person with whom to deal directly. And that's why they're able to do what they do, because you go out there, you go get a driver's license. You go out there to get a marriage license. You go out there to get a fishing license, a dog license. You want a cat, you got to get a cat license. There's a license for everything. They create a mortgage with each of these things that they create, and they tapping into your bonds. Okay? This is why it's important to know who you are, who you're not, how to set off these debts, remain in honor, and live an abundant life. Okay? And stop blaming others or stop blaming the government. Yeah, they're doing all these bad things. So what? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to do something, or are you going to just sit in the sidelines looking? That's what's happening. A lot of people want to sit in the sidelines and just look. Then they want to have the biggest, and usually these people are the ones with the biggest opinions about things. And they don't even have a mindset that can free them from slavery. Remember, guys, the legal person, okay, has your name, but it's in all capital letters. The legal person is your straw man. Legally, since your birth, the straw man has been considered a debt slave. Under such a fraudulent arrangement, you volunteer to take responsibility for the straw man. That's why they're doing these things to you. Whatever you have going on in your life, if it's debt, if it's child support, if it's foreclosure, if it's whatever that has a social security attached to it, they have you under their jurisdiction. Okay? Because the straw man is under government jurisdiction. Okay? You are not under government jurisdiction unless you volunteer to answer for the straw man by foolishly representing the straw man yourself in courts. Okay? That's why when you go into court, you go in there, sui juris in propria persona. You're the agent heir of your estate. How can we get this matter resolved and set it off? All crimes are commercial, ladies and gentlemen. You know, when you distinguish yourself as another party than the straw man, the two are separated. You can distinguish yourself from the straw man in one day flat by filing a UCC1 financing statement with a security agreement. Filing a UCC1 financing statement is so powerful. Okay, it does three things for you. One is it first gain limited control over the funds in the account by using your exemption ID, which is your social security number. Two, you can become the holder in due course of the straw man. And three, you have $100 billion lien on the straw man. Okay, just by filing a UCC1 financing statement with a security agreement. Again, you have people that say, oh no, Secure Party doesn't this and that. You have so many people who I've seen in the movement who said no about becoming a Secure Party creditor. Then they go off and they start promoting Secure Party creditor. Then they start talking about the importance of it. Patrick had mixed feelings about it, but I tell you, there's old ways of doing things and the new ways of doing things. And we got to get with the times. Just like, you know, we had so many different advances throughout history, okay, that we no longer do things like we used to do 10, 20, 50, 100 years ago. We're advancing, but many people want to stay stuck in the past, okay? You know, the filing of the UCC1 financing statement gives you virtual ownership of the straw man. You hold the claim, the superior claim. If any government or corporation wants to lien your straw man, they must pay your claim off first. Okay? Some people see this as a form of sovereignty. Confusing? Don't let it be. You can do this in one day by editing, printing, signing, and filing your UCC1 and security agreement once done. There's much to learn. I know, guys. Many options, available to you. Okay? I did it. The entire team at A.W.A.R.E has done it. And so can you. Take back your freedom and what's lawfully yours from birth. I'm Emilio with A.W.A.R.E. I hope y'all enjoyed this call and that it benefited you in some way. Okay? Isabel is going to open up the lines now to Q&A session. And I really am grateful that Team A.W.A.R.E, everyone at Team A.W.A.R E has allowed me once again to just continue to share my knowledge, to try to help you guys with the information and share a bit of relief for you guys to do something as simple as filing a UCC1. A.W.A.R.E can help you with that. That's why, once again, it's important for you guys to know your options. Every case is different. Just like in health, every body is different. You know, what may work for one body may not work for someone else's body. You know, and I really hope people can change the way they're thinking, the things that they're eating, how they're treating others, how they're living their life, because life is beautiful. Okay? I love everybody. I thank you. Isabel is going to open up the lines once again now to Q&A. Peace. Take it, Isabel. Thank you once again for having me on this call.